If you need a compact lockbox that can work great as secure storage on a nightstand or tethered inside your vehicle or even hard mounted somewhere inside your house, the Drifter one from Steelhead Outdoors could be the perfect lockbox for you. So full disclosure real quick, Steelhead did send me this Drifter one for media and evaluation, and my business does have a professional relationship with Steelhead Outdoors. That being said, I'm giving you an overview today of the Drifter itself and how I'm using it, and I'm gonna leave any professional bias out of this. I'm just gonna talk about the product, its features, and how I'm using it, okay? So the Drifter one is a compact steel lockbox designed for secure storage at home or in your vehicle. One of the things I love most about the Drifter and Steelhead's products is that it is made in America with primarily American components. My understanding is a couple of the components around the lock itself are imported, and that's because, well, frankly, it's very expensive to get those things American made. In order to keep this as reasonable as possible on the wallet, they decided to go for imported components in a few places. But it is made in Minnesota out of mostly American components, which is such an awesome win in my opinion. A couple of the features of the box: it is laser cut and welded from steel. I believe it's 16 gauge. It has a durable powder coat finish. You can also see there's laser cut foam in here that fits in perfectly on the bottom and then on the top to hold things conveniently in place. Basically, this is built to handle real use, not just to sit in a drawer and collect dust. Let's talk about some of the security features of the Drifter one. It has a mechanical lock. There's no batteries and no failure points, just a simple key activated locking system. It's entirely secure when it's locked. It does come with 3 keys. Their site recommends use one as the primary key, keep one someplace in like a safe where you can get it if you lose the other 2, and then keep the second one as a backup somewhere, or the third one as a backup somewhere. I guess these keys cannot be replicated, and if you did lose all 3 keys, you would actually need to rekey the whole like box itself. Okay, so it's real simple. Just goes in, turns, opens right up. It is worth noting the key cannot be removed when it is unlocked, which is probably good because then you can't lose it. It is a disc style lock with a very high number of combinations. It does have double shear locking for added tamper resistance. On the back here, there's a heavy duty hinge with protected pins, so you can't just punch the pins out and then get in from the back. I will say this is about stopping opportunistic threats. This is not a safe. It shouldn't replace your safe. This is to keep things locked and secured in a means that the average person is not going to get into easily. But if you need to keep things secure, put them in your safe. This is for more of like a short-term storage in your vehicle or a hard-mounted position in your home where you're going to keep your EDC out of the reach of your children, but still easily accessible if you need to get to it. Inside, as I've already mentioned, you've got foam lining on the top and the bottom, and it is sized just compactly enough to fit a Glock 19 with an optic and a spare magazine. Perfect size for the average everyday carry that people own. It's not too big, it's not too small. I think it weighs right around 5 pounds, and it is TSA compliant. Personally, I don't really want to put a 5-pound box in my bag unless I know I have a ton of extra like weight below that 50-pound threshold. That being said, it would work for that if you wanted to use it for it, and who knows, maybe in the future I'll be like, hey, that actually is a good idea. So you can put them in there, you can close it right up, and again, now you have a very secure handgun. I have it unloaded in this case for the sake of making this video, but if I was going to put my EDC in there, it would of course be loaded and ready to go, and then I could just get into it and get it out. Okay, so let's talk about one of the coolest things of the Drifter, and that is the cable mounting system. You'll see I installed this in my truck, so you can actually see this in the real world use, but basically you would loop the cable around whatever secure mounting point you're going to use, put the male end through the loop there, and then interestingly, the Drifter is designed so that the box itself actually becomes the locking mechanism for the cable as well. So that's in there entirely solid, and there is no way that this thing is wandering off if it's secured to your mounting point in your vehicle. That cable is way too thick, it mounts up way too well. It's entirely secure. You don't even need an extra padlock, which I think is really awesome that they just conveniently designed everything together. I will say the 3-foot cable here is an optional thing. It does not come with the Drifter. You don't have to have it or use it if it's not if you're not planning on mounting it inside the vehicle. Additionally, I have used this on my nightstand. It's actually a little dresser I keep under my gun rack in our bedroom, but you can see that it's real easy to just put it in there and secure it and lock it and take the key and go away. It's going to keep it totally safe for my kids getting into it, but as long as I know where the key is and I keep it handy, I can quickly get into it if I need to. And kind of final use case, it's just a good general transport box. As I mentioned, it is TSA compliant, so it's good for that type of travel. Also, just if you need to keep it secure, like keep a handgun secure, like traveling from one place to another, especially if you're traveling through states that have restrictions on carry. This would be awesome for in your trunk or somewhere in the rear of your vehicle where it's well separated from the driver's seat. You could throw the gun in, lock it up, and then if you do get pulled over, you can say, yes, I am transporting a firearm in the vehicle, but it is secured and locked inside a box. And that, I believe, would get you, 98% of the way in most situations to being entirely compliant with any state's laws. Final thoughts, who this is for, really just anybody who wants a portable, secure lockbox for their vehicle to hard mount inside their house, to put on a nightstand, or as a travel box, usually in their vehicle or, on an airplane. Again, this is not going to replace your safe. That's not the purpose of this. It's just a significantly more convenient way to store a handgun for reasonably rapid access. So that's the Drifter 1, built in America out of primarily American components, very secure, very easy to use, extremely well thought out, and most importantly, will keep your firearm safe but accessible so that only you can get to it when you need it the most. If you have any comments, drop them below. I would love to hear your opinions on this. Please like this video if you have not already. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, if you can do that, I would appreciate it. Things like that are what let me know that I'm making videos that you actually find value in watching. And that helps me know that I can make more of that type of video. Thanks so much.